Morning glory and evening grace, America. I'm Hugh Hewitt, back inside the Beltway after an early morning departure from Dallas. Beginning today's Thursday program with Sebastien Lai, son of Jimmy Lai, political prisoner in Hong Kong. He's a British citizen, something I didn't really realize until last week when April Panuna told me that he was British citizen. I always thought he was a Chinese citizen. Sebastien, welcome. Sebastien Lai is Jimmy Lai's son. What is the status of your father? The Guardian article this week made it sound pretty dire.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. So my sister recently left Hong Kong. Having seen him, she has so much more detail about his rapidly deteriorating physical condition. The long and short of it, obviously, this is a 78-year-old man who's been in there for 5 years. He gets these absolutely horrible heat rashes in the summer because obviously in his prison cell by himself he goes up to 90 odd degrees in the summer and in the cell because it traps the heat it even gets hotter, so routinely it could go up to 100 if not 110 degrees at its highest. And you can imagine a 78-year-old in these situations. There's a litany of health issues. His nails are falling off, his teeth are rotting. In this last year alone, he's lost 10 kilos. So it's definitely dire, and it's incredibly heartbreaking to hear this.
So, Sebastien, what can the audience do? People will pray, obviously. He's a fine Catholic man. He's an inspiration to people around the world who are other political prisoners and supporting other political prisoners. But what can this audience do to help your father?
If you could, bring attention to my father's case, bring attention to his plight, write to your congressman, write to your senator. But as you alluded to, I'm so very grateful to both you for bringing so much attention to my father's case, but also for your prayers and for the prayers of your audience, because it's what sustains him. His faith is such an important part of why, even despite this incredible hardship, that he's still mentally and spiritually strong. He on multiple occasions, my sister told me that when she visited him, he said that I feel these prayers. I feel these prayers, and this is what God keeps me going. It's what gives me hope. And that's, I mean, this is a horrible situation, obviously, but as his son, that gives me a bit of comfort that he knows that he is doing the right thing, and that he knows that he's doing the right thing by himself, by his beliefs, and by God.
Sebastien, I really did not know he was a British citizen until April told me this week. Where is Keir Starmer? Where is the British government?
Yeah, we've been so incredibly grateful for the American leadership on my father's case, as you know, and actually, as you have, when you spoke to the president multiple times, you have raised my father's case, and he said that he will free him. He will work on his release. So we've been so incredibly grateful to the president and to you for raising it. I think the American leadership, there's more clarity that the president have, but also that the whole of his staff and Congress and Senate has given courage to the UK, to the United Kingdom, and it does finally feel that the United Kingdom is much one side.
Well, Secretary Rubio has also said the same thing, but how about Lammy, Foreign Minister Lammy of Great Britain? Has he said a word?
Yeah, so David Lammy was supportive when he was Foreign Secretary. Recently, it changed over to Yvette Cooper, who also.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, this was a recent thing. There was a reshuffle, but she's also very, very supportive, and from my understanding, when she went over to the G7, the G7 agreed together to work on my father's case, and that was driven by Yvette Cooper. So we're very grateful for that. I think unfortunately time is running out for my father. So I think if anything can be done, it needs to be done now. And I think, in a situation where the United Kingdom says that they're trying to, normalize relationship with China. Well, how can they normalize relationship if my father is still in prison? My father's release should be a precondition to that. And for China and Hong Kong, it's a very easy, simple administrative thing to do. I mean, he's already been through hell for the last 5 years. He's already had this, nationally, internationally decried show trial, and they have found nothing. They have. It's been this incredible thing where they have found nothing at all. In fact, they have now this man who's a symbol for the freedoms that matter to the free world, is a symbol for courage, for standing up for his employees. And every day he's in prison shows how incredibly broken the Hong Kong legal system is. So freeing him would not just be beneficial for all of us, it'd be beneficial for Hong Kong and China. And again, administratively, it'll take them 2 hours to put him on a plane and send him to the UK or to the US.
Freeing Jimmy Lai would also be incredibly beneficial to General Secretary Xi. And that's just me commenting on having watched dissidents like Sharansky and Solzhenitsyn and Amanda Valladares all these years. Does he not understand that? Do you think he has personally got his finger on this case?
To be honest, I don't know how the Chinese Communist Party works. It's quite opaque. But to your point, it shows strength. Freeing my father shows strength. Yes. Because they right. It shows strength, and for a 70-year-old man who's still fighting for his life in a Hong Kong jail, who is by all intents and purposes innocent, even within their own legal system, what's the point of having him die there? It's cruelty, and freeing him would be this massive act of strength and of belief in the Hong Kong legal system.
And a coup, actually, in terms of PR. Let me close this way, Sebastien Lai. Where do people go to get the latest on your father's condition and case? Is there a website that collects everything being written and bulletins about who have seen him and what we know about him?
Yeah, so at supportjimmylai.com is where you'd find a lot of this information. There's also a Twitter page as well, also at support Jimmy Lai. Yeah, that's where you'll find the most updated information.
It would be a wonderful thing if Pope Leo were to bring it up as well. I know he's got some reservations about the current agreement with China. Perhaps they would be diminished if the most prominent Catholic in China were allowed to return to his home country of Great Britain. Sebastien, please keep us noted on this. It's got to be difficult through the Christmas season to think about your father, but the prayers of millions are with him and with you and your sister and your entire family. Thank you for the update today. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your support, and thank you for mentioning it to the President and to the Secretary of State. And frankly, God bless you. God bless you.
And you. Thank you, my friend.